Hi, I'm Jen, the Holistic Health Boss, your functional diagnostic health practitioner and expert. And in this video, I want to share with you 6 reasons why intermittent fasting doesn't work and what you can do to make it work for you. Now, if you caught my recent interview on the Fasting for Freedom series, this subject might come as a surprise for you because in that series, I shared my personal journey with intermittent fasting and how it didn't initially work for me and how common this is for many people who actually try it. What works for one person will not necessarily work for you or another person. And this is why you or someone you know may have tried eating paleo, Whole30, gluten-free, keto, or insert the diet of your choice, and it didn't work. Yet other people are getting amazing results from these different types of diets. At the core, intermittent fasting is a highly effective tool that has been used to improve health for centuries. Fasting has been used for ages in Eastern philosophies of medicine in order to help reverse or prevent health conditions such as cancer, diabetes, and other chronic diseases. If we think about fasting from a primal or ancestral standpoint, it has been around for basically since the beginning of mankind. As hunters and gatherers, our primitive ancestors frequently went without food for periods of time, in between successful hunting trips and during times of famine when food sources were low or hard to come by. They didn't have the luxuries of fast food, drive-thrus on almost every corner, or food at their fingertips like we do today. However, intermittent fasting may not work for everyone, at least not right away. And in some cases, it could actually be causing more harm than good. And I'm going to dive into more detail about this because intermittent fasting may not work for you if you have existing hormone imbalances, such as within your thyroid, estrogen, testosterone, or cortisol levels. If you currently suffer with sleep issues, if you have underlying vitamin and mineral deficiencies, if your liver is already sluggish or overloaded, if you have metals or other toxins built up in your body, and reason number 6 is if you avoid salt or don't eat enough of it. Countless health coaching clients have come to me frustrated with the lack of results that they are getting with intermittent fasting and other dietary approaches. It's not the diet or the intermittent fasting that's not working though. So there's something going on underneath the hood rendering the diet ineffective usually. So that's why in this video, I wanted to share more insights about why intermittent fasting may not be working for you, what you should be looking for underneath the hood, and what you should do, what steps that you can take in order to make intermittent fasting effective for you so that you can get all the health benefits it has to offer. Now think of intermittent fasting like training for a marathon. You need the right shoes, gradual training runs that lead to longer ones over time, proper hydration and the food to refuel, and recovery time to make it to the finish line, right? So we want to think of the body as a well-oiled machine that is ready to adapt to anything we throw at it all the time, but that's generally not the case considering all the variables that impact our health in this modern day world that we live in now. With most diet trends, people have a tendency to dive all in without considering if their body is ready for it. And if it doesn't work, they end up giving up. Often it's not the diet that didn't work, but something else underneath the hood that got in the way. And this is why it's always better to test, not guess, in order to figure out exactly what is right for your body so you don't go spinning your wheels and wasting money or time on failed attempts or health improvement strategies that aren't right for you. So, assess if intermittent fasting will work for you and properly prep for it by doing these things. 1 is test, don't guess. it's better to know about any underlying hormone or nutrient imbalances before you dive into fasting. At a minimum, you should check your thyroid, cortisol, estrogen, testosterone, and melatonin levels, along with your vitamin and mineral balance before starting a fasting routine. However, this comes with a slight caveat. You should know that typical blood tests won't tell you all you really need to know about your hormones. I recently offered a webinar that tells the truth about lab tests, and I'll post the link within this video. If any imbalances exist, lay the foundation to reverse them with a therapeutic diet, adequate sleep, appropriate exercise, stress reduction, and nourishing supplements before jumping into fasting. Next is to start in small chunks. Don't go for the gold right from the get-go. Start by making dinner your last meal, fasting overnight, and gradually extending out the time between eating breakfast in the morning a few days a week. I typically stop eating by 7:30 or 8 p.m. and don't have my first meal until 9:30 or 10 or 11 a.m. the next morning, resulting in a 14 to 16 hour fasting period. As your body adapts, your energy will improve, letting you know when you can extend the length of your fast even longer. Now, ladies, I want you to make a special note here. Women's hormones are particularly sensitive to food deprivation, so consider intermittent fasting every other day instead of daily, and not during ovulation or a few days before and after your period starts. Now, the next thing to do is make sure that you salt and supplement. When you're avoiding food and fasting, you're also avoiding access to nutrients, so it's essential to supplement what you're missing. Taking a high-quality multivitamin and mineral complex supplement on a daily basis is a good idea in general, because food these days is just less nutrient dense overall than even before, and even when you're buying the organic stuff. If you're avoiding food altogether for the purpose of fasting, supplementing with vitamins and minerals will help you to keep your hormones happy, your energy level balanced, and will support the process of fat adaptation. Our ancestors salted meat in order to cure them for food storage and ate every part of the animal, organs, cartilage, etc. So the nutrient values in their bodies were much higher than ours, even when they were forced to fast, right? So I like to take Element electrolytes at least once a day to ensure that I'm getting enough minerals and in order to make sure that I'm staying hydrated when I'm intermittent fasting. If your energy tanks or your sleep goes south while trying intermittent fasting, you definitely should stop and investigate what's going on underneath your hood. Those are two key signs something isn't right, and intermittent fasting may not be right for you, at least not for right now. And if you want to assess if intermittent fasting will or won't work for you, then I would like to invite you to schedule a complimentary Ideal Health and Weight Discovery session with me by going to wholistichealthboss.com or clicking on the links below. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.